welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Today we're coming to you from the Travel Information Center in the heart of Oklahoma City. This one's actually right off of I-35 and 122nd. There are 12 convenient travel information centers across our state, along each major interstate, and one inside our state capital.
And we'll show you some more of these great travel information centers a little bit later in the show.
But right now, I hope you're hungry. We're always hungry for that,
Why do you have to ask?
for that matter. Well, our Jeff Roberts found a meal in Noble that's fit for, let me put it to you this way. The name of this group of guys is called the Fat Guys Club.
So we're back at Kendall's, and if you remember, Quinn Tran talked about their chicken fried steak challenge.
Wow.
Shirt me.
The size of this chicken fried steak is bigger than me.
Fat Guy Club, hey, thanks, is here, and we're going to see if they can take the challenge and compete it.
As a fat guy, you get bored at work.
There seems to be a science with this.
Grilled foods, restaurant foods,
Kendall's chicken fried steak challenge.
fast foods, cereal.
Let's find out what happens. So you doing it? You doing the challenge tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You gonna finish it?
I don't know. I'm looking at trays over there, and it's just he hasn't even took a. He's real
busy.
quiet. He's
Yeah,
real
don't bother
quiet.
him. He's busy.
He's usually not.
That's Fat Guy Club President Kyle Moody. Kyle, how and why did you start up this Fat Guys Club?
I'll sit in my office and just playing around on Facebook, and I seen that you can create groups. So I was kind of thinking a few of my fat guy friends that I have, you know, start out with just fat dudes. But I was like, yeah, I'll just create as a joke, a Fat Guy Club, you know, invite all my fat friends. And at first it ended up being not what I expected, but Dad got on and he kind of made some rules. And then ever since then, it's just been foods, favorite drinks, but mostly a bunch of foods.
I understand it's like the first time you guys have really gotten together.
Yeah, I mean, I know pretty much 98% of the people, but I don't think anyone's met each other. We've known each other for about 4 years. I think it's been 4 years since we've bbeen doing this. Like I said, it was a joke, but it's actually 95% of my notifications are Fat Guy Club. So.
So, who do we have to thank for this Fat Guy gathering? Kendall's co-owner, Dee Downer. But how did it all come about?
I've been posting up pictures of food and everything, and of course, you know, everybody just drooling. And Kyle, the president, I've been giving him a hard time because he's never been here. And, you know, finally he succumbed and said, all right, you know.
So, what is the challenge exactly?
It's basically 3 of our original chicken fries, which are about that big. And then it's double green beans, double mashed potatoes, salad, 2 cinnamon rolls, and a biscuit. You have an hour to eat it all.
Okay, it's challenge time.
In my belly.
No, I didn't get it. They ordered it for me.
I just suggested.
Oh, I know now why you have to be invited to Fat Guy Club. I didn't do it. Oh, I gotta go. Kendall's an ox, but I ate too much. Oh, for Discover Oklahoma, I'm Jeff Roberts.
A few important notes if you're heading to Kendall's. First, they're currently open Wednesday through Saturday only, and make sure you bring cash because they don't take debit or credit cards. Now, with that full belly, you can head west to a museum that is rich with Oklahoma history.
The Museum of the Southwestern Prairie tells the story, of course, of Southwest Oklahoma and includes everything from Native Americans to homesteaders and everything in between. One of the many things you will learn by visiting the Museum of the Western Prairie is about the unique history of Southwest Oklahoma. That period of time was unusual because early on, that area was actually a part of the state of Texas.
And as a result, we have a very different statehood story than other parts of Oklahoma. And we concentrate on that story of settlement. We do, of course, address earlier periods of time, in particular the Wichita Indians who were in this area from the mid-1700s to the mid-1800s. We do talk, of course, about the cattle drives.
And those cattle drives and settlement are key to what can be discovered here at the museum.
In the new gallery, we have 479 photographs that have not been on display before, 379 artifacts, and 42,000 words. So we have expanded and are able to show now that more than we've ever shown before.
And more can be seen literally through the work of a man known as the photographer of the Kiowas, and the information preserved in those photos is invaluable.
He took those photographs at a very interesting time. It was when the government, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, was pushing Indians to acculturate, to adopt white man's ways. And those were exactly the years when George Long was taking those photographs.
Two of the largest artifacts at the museum are the 1891 ranch house and the one called the dugout.
It's one of the pieces in the museum that truly fascinates our visitors, particularly our younger visitors. The notion that a family could live in one room is pretty foreign to them. Of course, it doesn't have running water.
The dugout is a very good example of being able to interpret history for children and show them how some families lived. And right next to the dugout is an example of how others lived. It's the 1891 ranch house.
At the time it was moved to the museum, it was the oldest existing structure in southwest Oklahoma. It was built by the Edelman family, who were ranchers. He ranched over, I think it's 21 square miles that extended from the Red River to present-day Altus.
But upon first entering the museum, you are transported back in time, first with introductory information about southwest Oklahoma in general. You'll be able to explore prehistoric times, as well as the Wichita Indians, and a look at the beginning of settlement. Mostly through first-person narratives, history comes to life as the pioneers tell their own stories. And of course, one can't explore the history of southwest Oklahoma without looking at the creation of Altus Air Force Base.
What we have in a case right now are scale models of the 11 planes that have been assigned to Altus Army and then later Altus Air Force Base since 1943.
Whether it's new acquisitions like this buffalo hide painting that tells the story of Devil's Canyon located about 20 miles north of Altus, the Museum of the Western Prairie will help you understand and appreciate our past so that we may better prepare for the future.
I think people come in, are pleasantly surprised with what they see, and have walked away believing that they have just seen a gem of a little museum in southwest Oklahoma.
You can find all kinds of ideas of places to visit in Oklahoma inside our new travel guide. It's easy to get one. Just go to our website, travelok.com, and click on where it says Request Free Brochures.
Oklahoma is home to so many beautiful places.
In fact, our great land, is used a lot for beautiful landscapes and art.
About 90% of everything that we have on the shelf is made out of Oklahoma clay.
Coming up, we're going to the Tulsa hot spot where you can buy or even make your very own Okie clay creation.
Also, we're headed down Route 66 for a stop at the Old Red Barn.
People come from all over the world, all over the United States, every town in Oklahoma, and so many of them have told me, Mr. Sam, this is the greatest place to stop.
And the lunch or dinner stop that is well worth the drive.
People travel on a weekly basis here, an hour drive just to come here and dine. And so, it's an honor to work for people who put so much pride and love into their food.
We're pulling up a chair at a favorite spot in Durant a little later, right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Word's gotten out about a place in Oklahoma with the best barbecue, steak, and Lebanese hors d'oeuvres, and I'm out to find it. They say it's been around since 1942 and it's on Route 66 in Sapulpa. Known for the finest steaks, perfectly smoked barbecue and homemade cabbage rolls, tabbouleh, and hummus. Freddy's Barbecue and Steakhouse, an Oklahoma tradition and worth the trip.
When I'm getting my steak and barbecue fix, you can find me at Freddy's on Route 66 in Sapulpa.
Oklahoma Today magazine brings you stunning photography and authentic award-winning stories of home from Oklahoma. The only magazine that covers the entire state, Oklahoma Today showcases what we love about Oklahoma, bringing to you the very best of its people, places, culture, history, and of course, its legendary food. Subscribe now at oklahomatoday.com and get 6 issues absolutely free. Don't miss a single issue of Oklahoma Today magazine.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
And the waving wheat.
Kiss your snow sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain.
We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand.
And when we say, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Get great discounts on a stay at the recently renovated Sequoia State Park. Check out Amazon Local for 50% off a 2-night stay.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. Remember when you were a kid and you'd go off to camp and you'd make one of those special pieces of pottery and bring it home?
I do remember that. Most of mine are in the attic.
Yeah, I'm putting it in a drawer, honey, for safekeeping.
That's right. Recently, Jason Grubbs found a place in Tulsa where you can find that inner artist every single day, and of course, it's with a good old Oklahoma twist.
And it's kind of cool. It's just, you know, you can come in by yourself and be totally entertained, or you can come in with a friend or a group of friends and make a party of it.
Welcome to Tulsa's Purple Glaze, an art studio filled with ceramics of every shape and size, coffee mugs, bowls, gnomes, and Christmas trees. There are dozens of molds to choose from, and even more paint colors.
With these, all you do is apply 3 coats and all the crystals melt during the firings.
This is where your artist at heart can come to life.
Everybody's here to have a good time and relax, and there's a certain therapeutic quality when you sit down and paint.
Jeff Stunkard and his dad Jim came up with the idea back in the 90s after seeing some similar places in other cities. Today, the Purple Glaze has 2 locations, this one in Tulsa's Brookside neighborhood, the other at 91st and South Sheridan.
It's such a fun business, but as with anything else, you watch your kids grow up, you watch your business grow up. It's hard to believe that it's indeed been 20 years.
And the studio always keeps as many local products as it can in stock.
About 90% of everything that we have on the shelf is made out of Oklahoma clay.
We'll buy a few things from out of town, but we try and make all of the stuff that we sell and keep pretty good quality control that way.
Speaking of quality, check out the job I did on my bowl. I decided to go with bright canary yellow. So I'm done painting my drop of sunshine bowl here. I'm gonna leave it with the crew. They're gonna dip it into the purple glaze, let it dry, and then off to the cooker it goes. While purple is the color of the ceramic glaze, Jeff says it's not actually where the name came from.
For all you old rock and rollers out there, Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze was the inspiration behind the name.
Walk-ins are welcome every day. Large groups should call ahead. Each piece of work costs just a few bucks.
Normal pricing is $6 studio fee, and then you buy your ceramic or your mosaic project separate.
We'll start at $6 with our small critters and go up to $30, $40, $50 for large cookie jars and things of that nature.
In Tulsa, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
If you'll be in the Tulsa area, you know you'll need a place to shop or eat too. You know you can find all of that in our Tulsa guide. Getting one is very easy. Just head to our website, travelok.com, and click on Request Free Brochures. If you're driving to or from Tulsa, it's always nice to know that our great state has probably the best road you could ever travel.
Route 66, of course. We stop off at one of the Mother Road's most photographed icons.
4 days later, guess what? The roof fell in.
Tales from the Big Round Barn coming up.
And from burgers and steaks to seafood and soup.
You can get kind of a variety of food, and with a very humble, down-home background.
The home-style restaurant that has folks driving hours just to get a bite. It's all ahead right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Ford Truck Month is here with a stampede of savings. Tough trucks, rugged SUVs, and loads to choose from. Hey, this is Ford Truck Month, the original truck month, and Ford is America's best-selling brand. In fact, the brand more people search, buy, and buy again. So buy now and save big during Ford Truck Month. Get up to $22.50 cash back or 0 for 60 plus $7.50 cash back on Explorer. Get to Truck Month at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Meet Maria and James. They're smart with money. They clip grocery coupons, save spare change for laundry, and do their federal taxes for free with IRS Free File. Everyone can free file. Choose the brand name software right for you or use online fillable forms. Like Maria and James, you'll get a refund in about 10 days. For taxes that are a lot less taxing, visit freefile.irs.gov.
As the weather cools and the leaves begin to fall, don't trade outdoor recreation for winter hibernation. Discover the off-season treasures available at Oklahoma's 34 great state parks. Wide open trails teeming with wildlife, fishing, fun festivals, bird watching, equestrian trails, nature center activities, and cozy cabins with fireplaces offer the perfect escape for a wintry getaway. Visit travelok.com for special offers and come see for yourself.
It's mind-boggling to go through the history of music and the connection to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's Rhythm and Roots website is shaking the walls with legendary talent, iconic venues, and vocals from the heartland. Full of photos, videos, music, trivia, and itineraries, Rhythm and Roots transforms Oklahoma's rich music legacy into a bucket list of travel opportunities. Tune in to OklahomaMusicTrail.com and start your journey today.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. Today we're coming to you from one of the great travel information centers in Oklahoma.
We're at 122nd and I-35 in Oklahoma City. And you know, just up the road from here is a piece of Oklahoma history with a story behind it that any Okie can be proud of. It was a local landmark long before it became one of the most photographed Route 66 icons. Built at the turn of the century by a settler from Kansas who thought a round barn might stand up better to Oklahoma twisters, its upstairs hayloft was eventually emptied to accommodate barn dances, events that ringed the building with bumper-to-bumper wagons and buggies. Time and weather eventually got the old gal down. Travelers on Route 66 watched the round barn gradually become a skeleton of her former self until one day back in the late 80s, a group of preservationists, retirees who became known as the Over the Hill Gang, started raising money and rebuilding.
4 days later, guess what? The roof fell in. And oh mate, I was talking to Luke Robinson, the man that knew how to restore the barn. I said, Luke, I guess we might as well just take a bulldozer to it and bulldoze it down. He said, no sir, we can still take.
The cave-in was a heartbreaking moment for fans of the round barn, but it also was an incredibly close call.
It was twisted real bad, and when Luke Robinson, the man that trying to brace up boards here and there, and he run out of lumber, and he went in to Edmond to get some more lumber, and when he got back, the top caved in.
Luke Robinson was right. The barn could be rebuilt, and it was. Lovingly restored to provide a place for another generation of barn dancers and other revelers up in the loft, and a gift shop and history museum in the round downstairs. Their work was awarded a National Preservation Award and has made the round barn much more than a photo op.
People come from all over the world, all over the United States, every town in Oklahoma, and so many of them have told me, Mr. Sam, this is the greatest place to stop.
Known here as Mr. Sam, this 88-year-old dynamo's duties include squiring visitors through the museum, a tour that includes a little homespun humor from Sam's days in a country home where his mother got hot water from a cauldron outside.
Mother, why do you have to run? Well, very sheepishly, she said, well, son, several years ago, I told the neighbor lady down the road that I had running hot water in the house.
Plus, a fair bit of Prairie history.
Daddy would heat the water, and then Mother would put it in this first tub right here, and she would wash your clothes. And then it would, the rinse water over there. Now, she would do this every Monday, whether it was snowing, raining, or sleeting, whatever. Monday, always, was Wash Day.
But it was in England as well. Mondays was always Wash Day. I think that's extraordinary.
The Round Barn is available for events, and we're told quite a few weddings are held there. If you want to stop in for a dance or a tale or a trinket, the Round Barn in Arcadia is open 7 days a week from 10 to 5.
You know, folks are always commenting just how friendly Oklahomans really are.
And when you combine that sweet spirit with some down-home cooking, that is a recipe for success.
The food is number one, and then we try to make sure, you know, that everyone is treated, you know, with a smile and, you know, greeted and kind of felt like home.
The restaurant well worth the drive when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Trip to a theme park for a family of 4, around $4,000. Trip to a southern beach, around $2,300. Camping with your family any place you want to go this weekend, not even 10% of the cost of those other trips. Floyd's RV in Norman is a business born 45 years ago out of our family's passion for camping. Let us show you how inexpensive family fun can be. Here's an example. Right now, get a new Passport 2250 RV for just $189 a month. Floyd's RV in Norman, making family fun affordable.
As the weather cools and the leaves begin to fall, don't trade outdoor recreation for winter hibernation. Discover the off-season treasures available at Oklahoma's 34 great state parks. Wide open trails teeming with wildlife, fishing, fun festivals, bird watching, equestrian trails, nature center activities, and cozy cabins with fireplaces offer the perfect escape for a wintry getaway. Visit travelok.com for special offers and come see for yourself.
Ford Truck Month is here with a stampede of savings. Find out how numbers like these have made Ford F-Series #1 in the hardest working industries. And why it's America's best-selling truck 38 straight years. Hey, here's a few more impressive numbers for you. Drive a new 2015 Ford Super Duty with up to $5,250 cash back. The time is now. Get to Truck Month at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Sit alone and talk and watch a hawk
Making lazy circles
in the sky.
We know we belong
To the land.
and the land we belong to is grand.
So when we say,
We're only saying
you're doing fine.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
This portion of Discover Oklahoma is brought to you by the Heartland Flyer. Book your ticket through Southern Oklahoma today.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. You know, for a lot of Oklahomans, finding that perfect steak or burger is a sport.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, Tina McGarry found a spot you'll want to try if you're on a quest for one of the best. We're talking about Casey Roadhouse in Durant.
The smell of flame-grilled steaks and burgers lured us to this treasure in Durant. Casey Roadhouse Bar and Grill, where the food is sizzling hot, fresh, and oh so good. We talked with some regulars who come here several days a week.
Lunchtime, I love the Southwest chicken dinner. Or Southwest grilled chicken. At dinner time, usually they have a seafood special, and it's always something different every week, and it's really good, and it's always kind of fun, whatever they have that's the special.
For 20 years, Adam and Ingrid Cole have worked to make every plate delicious. They're at home in the kitchen, and even during our visit, they were busy working away and let a manager handle the interview.
People travel on a weekly basis here, an hour drive just to come here and dine, and so, you know, it's an honor to work for people who put so much pride and love into their food, and they really go above and beyond to make sure that people enjoy their experience here and that every plate is, you know, perfect when it goes out.
Casey Roadhouse offers something for everyone, from tasty salads and soups, gourmet burgers and sandwiches, to fresh seafood and hand-cut steaks.
Steaks are one of the big things. I mean, we have as close to prime steak as, you know, you can get. It's cut in-house. You know, they do a great job. Steaks are one of the biggest items that we sell here.
Their ribeyes, their steaks are always on point.
The fillets are good, and they have specials such as shark, tuna, and things like that. Their specials are always just really on point.
KC Roadhouse offers different dining experiences. Eat in the sports bar or cozy up in the quiet dining room. There's also a patio for nice weather days. Whatever your taste, you're sure to be satisfied.
The food is number one, and then we try to make sure, that everyone is treated, with a smile and, greeted and kind of felt like home. It's a comfortable place. We offer a variety of alcohol beverages. We have a full bar. We can meet a lot of different needs. When the weather's nice, people are able to dine outside. You can get kind of a variety of food and, with a very humble, down-home background.
Delicious food, a great atmosphere, and top-notch customer service. In Durant, I'm Tina McGarry, discovering Oklahoma.
If you're in search of the perfect spot to eat, you need a copy of the Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide. It's full of a variety of restaurants statewide. Get your free copy on our website, travelok.com. Just click on where it says Request Free Brochures.
A huge thank you to the folks here at the Travel Information Center for hosting us this week. In addition to maps and travel guides, you'll find a great shopping area full of Oklahoma-themed gifts and souvenirs. And for the road-weary traveler, a free cup of coffee. Another great convenience, a full-service Pike Pass counter open 7 days a week.
Coming up next week on Discover Oklahoma, get ready to get grossed out. The new exhibit at the Science Museum that has kids giggling the whole way through it.
And we're checking out some of the greatest chili Oklahoma has to offer. Don't miss it, right here next Saturday night.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Our intrepid Ford Explorer is provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.